The demon king of tyranny, Anos Voldigold, sacrificed his life 2,000 years ago to divide the world into separate quadrants and bring peace. In the present, he reincarnates as the child of a pair of loving parents, with all his memories and power intact. After enrolling in the Demon King Academy, he spends his days making allies and uncovering the truth behind why the history of the world has been tampered with. His name and deeds both have been recorded as vastly opposite to the ruler that he truly was. Along with his most loyal friends, Misha, Sasha, and Lei, the reincarnation of the hero canon, he learns the truth. After restoring the true memories of the demon emperors and his generals from the past, Anos goes on to defeat Jurga, a human who placed a curse upon humanity to amplify their hate for demons and spark another war. Now, he continues to attend the Demon Academy with his friends, determined to restore the honor of the true Demon King. 2,000 years in the past, Mother Great Spirit Leno was attacked by the Heavenly Father God, Nos Gallia. As he tells her of the godly order for her to bear his child, she refuses. Deciding that this is unacceptable, Nos Gallia turns her own magic on her to force her into accepting. Luckily, Anos himself arrives just in time to save her, impaling Nos Gallia. He shocks the god when he's able to kill him despite his divinity. Leno tells Anos that she's ready to trust him now. Anos assigns his right hand, Shin Reglia, as her bodyguard. Nos Gallia may return someday. Together, the two travel the lands and grow closer. After Anos sacrifices himself to bring peace, Leno and Shin return to her home. In the forest, many spirits are seen to be under attack. As a wolf leaps towards them, it's taken out by a mysterious figure. This turns out to be a child going by the name of Anos Porticoro. In the present, Anos and the Necrons head to class. There, their teacher tells them of a pair of exchange students from the Hero Academy joining their class. These turn out to be Eleanor and Zesia Bianca, a pair of girls that Anos and his friends befriended some time back. Furthermore, there's a new homeroom teacher for their class, the Flaming Death King, Erdomaid, one of the 4 Devil Kings from 2,000 years ago who were second only to the Demon King's forces. Erdomaid's first act is to reveal Anos as indeed being the true Demon King, rather than the fake Avos Dilhevia they have all been taught. As students show outrage at this claim, Erdomaid provides evidence of the fact. Stepping forward, Anos tells them what he has been saying from the start. He's the true Demon King of tyranny. However, the kingdom of Dilhade is at peace, so there's no need for one such as him anymore. They are free to treat him as simply another demon. Before he returns to his seat, Anos recognizes Erdomaid's true self. His body is possessed by none other than Nos Gallia. Later, Nos explains the events that led to the gods ordering the death of Demon King Anos. When the students state that gods aren't real, Nos Gallia reveals his true nature as the Heavenly Father God. He restrains the students with collars of light. He tells Anos that the one to kill him, a new godchild, is within this academy. He goes on to boast about how Anos can't kill him since it would upset the world's balance. In the middle of his rant, Anos appears in front of him and impales the man. Using his magic, he revives Erdomain's body and seals Nos Gallia's power to only 10%. Since gods are unable to break promises, he continues as a teacher under his contract. Later, Anos, Lei, Sasha, Misha, Eleanor, and Misa, Lei's lover, decide to look for the godchild Nos Gallia spoke of. Splitting into groups, they head out. That evening, Anos speaks to the girls making up his fan club of sorts. He asks them to sing at the ceremony he's holding to announce his reincarnation. As he does this, he receives word of attacks all over the place. In the academy, a hallway full of injured students is found by the Necron sisters. Lei and Misa are attacked by another demon. Eleanor and Zesia stumble upon a room full of poisoned students. Teleporting to a specific tower, Anos finds one of his generals, Melhace, unconscious. In front of him stands Zeke Ozma, a subordinate of Erdomaid. He reveals Erdomaid and Nos Gallia are allied in working against him. using the identity of the godchild as bait. He challenges Anos to a battle of wits. Zeke explains the battle of wits he wishes to challenge Anos in. It will be a game of sorts, similar to 20 questions. He may ask Zeke 18 questions to learn the godchild's identity. If he succeeds, Zeke's magic will be sealed for 5 seconds. If Anos fails, his own magic will be sealed for 5 seconds. If he retreats, his magic will also be sealed for 5 seconds. However, Zeke is allowed to answer with a lie only one time when Anos questions him. Hearing this, Anos makes a single change in the conditions, true to his confidence in his own overwhelming abilities. This change is to half his number of questions. He'll win this challenge in just 9 statements. As this happens, Misha and Sasha, Lei and Misa, and Eleanor and Zeshia are all facing their own opponents in battle. Things don't look good for any of the pairs. Backed into a corner, each of Anos' subordinates seems to be on the edge of defeat. Back in the tower, Anos uses up all 9 of his questions and realizes the truth behind this challenge. Zeke altered his own memories so that his lie would throw the whole game out of balance. Without the true memory, Anos was never going to win this. Zeke reveals a squad of hidden soldiers present to attack Anos. Thinking fast, Anos withdraws from the match. Zeke gets cocky since he believes Anos will be harmless without his magic. Jumping forward, he kills Melhace and turns to face Anos. In the mere seconds this took though, Anos has already defeated all the soldiers with his bare fists. The Demon King then revealed Zeke was never the one in control here. Melhace steps out from a door behind Anos. He reveals that Zeke was the one walking into Anos' trap this whole time. He killed a fake made by him and is now trapped. Anos seals Zeke's powers and turns him into an owl. Zeke reveals his mission was to weaken Anos' forces even in the slightest. Over with the comrades of Anos, they each show the fruits of their training with him. Standing against the odds, they manage to defeat their opponents and return to him. During Lei and Misa's battle, something shocking is revealed. Within Misa is the spirit of none other than Leno. Once they all reunite, Anos shares that one of them may be the godchild. However, this was learned from the enemy, so there's no need to distrust each other. Lei reveals a half sword he took from his opponent. Anos unites this with the other half in his possession to reveal the plundering sword, the weapon of Shin Reglia, his right hand from 2,000 years ago. Melhace reveals that Shin is alive and awaits Anos in the spirit forest of a Hart Hearn. Anos decides they'll all go to the forest to ensure everyone's safety. Not only that, but Erdomaid, or Gallia, will go with them too, since his promise binds him to work properly as a teacher. They'll arrange a class field trip to a Hart Hearn. Anos and his friends, his fan club, and Erdomaid arrive at a town. The entrance to a Hart Hearn is somewhere nearby, but it can only be found under specific conditions. On the day of a solar eclipse, with fog appearing in the fields, they must make the fairy Titi laugh. Anos and the Necrons run into a mysterious girl in the city. The girl, Lena, is desperate to enter a Hart Hearn, same as them. Joining with their group, she tells them of the solar eclipse condition. Displaying his unbelievable capabilities yet again, Anos uses his power to move the very moon and cause an eclipse on the spot. With the main condition fulfilled, a fog appears. While most of the group is unable to amuse the TT, the antics of Anos' fan club get a giggle out of them. After granting Anos and his group entry to a Hart Hearn, they ask questions about Lena. According to them, she looks just like the spirit Leno who died about 2,000 years ago. They also mention a spirit king, something that didn't exist in Anos' time. In search of the past underlings of Anos, they end up in what the TT call a spirit school. Here, they meet the 3 devil kings other than Erdomaid, the Crimson Steel King, Gili Sirius, the Curse King, Kaihelam, and the Hell King, Eges Code. Before the groups can get violent, a tree in the middle of the school speaks. This is Annie Union, the tree of education who teaches this school. Strangely enough, Lena seems to recognize him. The tree reveals that the people in this school are now trapped. The only way for them to escape is to pass a test on spirits and go on to pass a special trial. Those who fail are spirited away by the shadow wolf, Jinner. Confident in himself and his followers, Anos makes a pact with Gilly Cirrus. In a week's time, his entire group will pass Eniunion's test. Then, he must answer Anos' questions. If they fail, he can have Anos' magic source. Anos uses his magic to recover a few more of Lena's memories. This leads them to a forest of books. Here, the group spends their time memorizing everything that can appear on Eniunion's test. When the day of the test arrives, Anos finishes it in mere moments. He senses, though, that his comrades' tests are being tampered with by Gilly Cirrus. Using his own methods, he makes it such that every one of them gets a perfect score, with Eniunion himself accepting their results. Gilly Cirrus loses his bet with Anos. He admits that they're working with the Spirit King and used his power to tamper with the tests. While the group celebrate passing the first test, Anos gets a message from Melhaze. The ceremony to reveal the true Demon King is ready to take place soon. The Spirit School shifts to a large circular room with several staircases heading up to the doors. Eniunion reveals the spirit trial before them. Those who enter a door with stairs going down will be led back to this room. Those who open doors leading upwards will move on. The aim of this trial is to reach the top of the tree Eniunion himself. Using a clever trick of sorts, Anos manages to enter an upwards leading staircase. Lei and Misa each get the correct doors as well. As Anos starts moving up, Lena steps out of a portal that appears in front of him. She reveals that there are secret passages within the staircases that can be used to reach the correct ones. After sharing this message with the rest of their group, Anos and Lena head upwards. Sometime later, they go through another secret door. This leads to an endless field of flowers with a sword embedded in the ground. Here, Lena is almost moved to tears from nostalgia. She's certain she's been here before. Then, Giste, the lover of Kaihalam, appears before them. She reveals that both he and Aegis Code are obeying the Spirit King because he has hostages. She requests that Anos save these hostages so they may be free. Anos admits that he has plans to save his own followers from the past as well, so he'll accept this request. Meanwhile, Lei and Misa reunite at the top of their staircases. Together, they step into what seems to be solid clouds. The shadow wolf, Jinner, appears and tells them they have passed their trial. They may meet the Spirit King. When they enter his throne room, a voice speaks out to them. To speak to the king, they must first destroy his helmet in a duel. Over with Anos and Lena, they too have reached the cloudy area at the top of the staircase. Here, they meet Aegis Code. He asks to ally with Anos. While he distracts Jinner, Code will go and save their hostages. Accepting this, Anos engages Jinner in combat since he isn't letting them through like Lei. When his spells don't work on Jinner, Anos realizes the true way to pass the trial. To catch Jinner, he must simply see him without using his eyes. Using this tactic, he wins the trial and Jinner allows him to pass. Leaving Lena in Code's protection, he heads towards a castle. Back with Lei, he manages to damage the Spirit King's helmet with support from Misa. Unfortunately, the Spirit King doesn't honor the duel's conditions. Knocking back Lei, he binds him with magic and impales Misa. Inside the castle he's entered, Anos finds none other than Gilly Cirrus. Wanting to crush Anos, he summons forth a massive magic spell and boasts that this is superior ancient magic. As usual though, Anos demolishes his opponent. Walking away from Gilly Cirrus, he states that he surpassed ancient magic 2,000 years ago. In the Spirit King's room, Anos and the others all reunite and free Lei. Sasha brings up a broadcast showing that the Demon King ceremony has been hijacked by the Spirit King. He's claiming to be the true Demon King, Avos Dilhevia. Lei tells Anos that this person is probably Shin Reglia, based on his swordsmanship and fighting style. Simply stating that this is no Spirit King, Anos teleports to the location of the broadcast. Here, he makes a shocking announcement. Rumors and legends of the Demon King of Tyranny brought this person to life, the Great Spirit Avos Dilhevia. This was the true form of none other than Misa. The end, for now.